When we take inventory of our skills, our knowledge, and desire, and we align it, see where the synergies and how it's supplemental to a trajectory of what we think we want or better, we are now maximizing the impact of self. We are maximizing our essence, our fingerprint, our authentic self. And overuse words in social media, be authentic. No, just know your essence. You give meaning to everything that you see. And to that end, when you know your skills, your knowledge, and desire, you can give a meaning to the past. You can give a meaning to the snapshots, the inflection points, defining moments, the history that we depend upon in order to give us a framework for today.
The goal of the Best You podcast is to allow you to feel confident about what you need to do, why you need to do it, and how to do it in order to get closer and closer to your best you. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Best You podcast. Today, I am super fired up to be joined by the one and only David Meltzer. David, I just want to start off by saying thanks so much for spending the time with me today. I am thrilled to be here with you.
I'm thrilled to be here as well. And I live my life in the pursuit of my best self and to help others pursue their best self. So could not be a better match than to be on this show. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Amen to that. I appreciate it. Well, to give just a kind of a brief little overview on you for everybody, I know you grew up pretty poor and not well off as one of 6 kids with a single mom, and one of your biggest drivers to get rich and kind of become a household name, if you will, not your household name, but one of your biggest drivers to make a lot of money was to be able to buy your mom a house and buy your mom a car. And you were fortunate enough to be able to become a millionaire in your 20s and then be able to do that. And then things kind of went south and you went bankrupt, and then you went back up again. And now you're a household name in the personal development space, a business leader and everything like that. And so one of the biggest parts of your story is kind of the fall, if you will. And I know that one of the things that is the biggest moment for you was when you had to tell your mom about kind of going bankrupt and that whole situation. So talk to us a little bit about the humility that you have to have when things really go wrong, and then you have to communicate that to other people, because I think so many people have that experience, but they have such a hard time communicating it to other people in their life that they really love and really value. So tell us a little bit about how you did that and how you were able to kind of gain the courage to have those conversations.
It's so interesting because there has to be a huge paradigm shift. And that shift is from I am in control and to I am that I am. And there's a big difference between I am in control, I can make everything happen if I do, say, think, believe, and feel all the right things, to I am that I am, which includes what am I doing to interfere with it. And it's a lot easier. It doesn't take courage when you shift your paradigm from I'm going to get more happy, more healthy, more wealthy, more worthy, and I'm judged by these things, to I already am. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. What am I doing to interfere with it? And then you're almost encouraged, not courage, but encouraged to share how you're able to clear the interference, or to share what is interfering with you and what was to me an omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source that loved me more than my mom, that I wasn't punished by these failures, setbacks, and mistakes. And trust me, losing over $100 million and going bankrupt and having to go tell your mom not only that you were bankrupt, but the only reason you wanted to be rich was to buy her a house and a car, and you lost her house because you didn't put your name off of the title, and now they were going to take her house and she had to move. It was humbling, but it was a catalyst in order to effectuate what was going to be the trajectory of the rest of my life, to pursue my potential and illuminate the interference, not just illuminate it for myself, but to illuminate it for others, so that I could pay the dummy tax for other people that I had paid. And I made every penny of that $100 million that I lost. I've made it worth it by helping so many other people, elevating so many other people to make tens and hundreds and even billions of dollars, as I'm blessed to be a business advisor and a coach for some of the leading executives and entrepreneurs and billionaires in the world. I'm a mindset, a heart set, and a handset coach. and mentor to so many in that respect, I have already gained back, even if I didn't make the money, which I'm blessed to have, just being able to elevate and empower others with the paradigm shift perspective of participation in the perspective shift that I had. So I consider it encouragement, not courage, that led me to radical humility.
That's great. I've always been inspired by you and your ability to just have the desire to impact so many other people. You know, that's so much a big part about what you do. But one of the things I want to go back to what you said is the I am that I am. I think the way that we speak to ourselves is so critical. I think it really reinforces our self-identity, the way that we view ourselves by how we talk to ourselves. Because I'm a fitness trainer and I hear so many people saying, I'm just not very healthy. I'm not very fit. I'm just always been overweight. I'm not a morning person. I'm not this, I'm not that. And of course, they're always going to be that way if they speak to themselves that way. So talk to us a little bit about the importance of how you speak to yourself when you talk about how I am that I am happy now, I am these things now. Talk to us a little bit about that.
So it's a conduit, our speech. See, it's a vibration and a frequency. It's a glue. And so if you think about what we say connects to what we do. And what we say connects, obviously, to what we think. What we say connects to what we believe. And what we say connects to what we feel. Each of these, utilizing our inner talk and our outer talk, by the way, is a conduit to intention. Because intention consists of what we do, what we think, what we believe, and what we feel. And what we say is the conduit, the connection, the energy that exists between that. It's the programmatic information that we give our actions. It's the information that we give our thoughts, our beliefs, and our feeling. And so if you want to inform water, for example, that has a cellular structure just like you do, if you want to form water that you love water, water will take on love as an energy. Water will clear itself. There's many scientific studies that have proven this. And just as a little caveat, I will tell you, when I wrote my first book, I was blessed to have a big review person tell everyone, my biggest review when I first launched my book, that my book sucked. Because in the book, I talked about the movie Blink, and where they talked about speaking to water. And she said, this idiot thinks you can talk to water and either clear it up or make it dirty by what you say to it. And I'm here to tell you today that was the best thing that ever happened, because so many people came to my defense and said, he's absolutely right. Vibration frequency in a reverberation of our vocabulary, of our words, actually affects cells. And I will tell you that I still, to this day, when I put intentions into everything I drink, we're 80% or more water, as you know, as a fitness person. And we are what we eat and drink. So when I drink water, I talk to my water. I tell my water, I am that I am. I let it know, and I put it into my existence, because it changes the way of what I do, what I think, what I believe, and what I feel, all from what I say. And so saying the right things, I am that I am, is so important to all aspects of intention. And remember the mathematical equation of luck. Pay attention to what you want. Have those vision boards, have your workout schedules, your calendar. Pay attention to what you want. But when you give intention to what you want, saying, doing, thinking, feeling, believing in that same trajectory of what you're looking at, attention plus intention equals coincidence. That's how we allow the universe to coincide in the protection and promotion to what we think we want, or better. That's how the math, that's how the physics, metaphysics, and quantum physics work in this universe.
Man, that's so good. That's so good. Like you said, like, have the visions and the goals, but then make sure that you are doing, thinking, believing, feeling, saying in that direction as well. Man, that's so key. I love the intention plus attention equals coincidence. That's so, so good. One of the other things that you talk about a lot is kind of like living in your truth. And to me, that is kind of what we have to do in order to get closer to the best version of ourselves. We have to live in our truth. And I think oftentimes we live or model our lives sometimes off of other people, and that doesn't necessarily align with who we are and our truth. So how do you work on making sure that you're living your truth and not necessarily chasing goals just because that's what somebody else did? How do you make sure you live for who David Meltzer is supposed to be? Hey, y'all, I just wanted to take a second to tell you about something I'm super excited about, and that is a healthy ice cream. You know, if you're anything like me, then you probably have a little bit of a sweet tooth. And if you're anything like me, after dinner, you just want a little bit of something before going to bed. And for me, I've always struggled with what that should look like, and I've gone in and out of having healthier options and unhealthy options, and sometimes apples and Lara bars. But one of the things that I just recently discovered that I'm super excited about is Guardian Angel Desserts, and their ice cream is off the charts, y'all. I'm so excited about this. I was pretty skeptical of it in the beginning, but I'm super excited. Let me tell you about it. The reason you need to know about this dessert isn't because it's only ridiculously delicious, but it's actually healthy for your immune system. Guardian Angel Dessert Company took inspiration from regular good old ice cream and made a masterpiece that is blowing people's minds really for two reasons. One, the taste, and the health benefits. They've literally removed all the normal toxic ingredients in ice cream and replaced them with healthy superfoods. I know it almost doesn't sound real, but I promise you, their product is revolutionary for the dessert industry. It's keto, it's low carb, gluten-free, grain-free, dairy-free, refined, sugar-free, which I had to sign off on before doing this partnership. And it's loaded with powerhouse ingredients like bone broth protein, probiotics, multi-collagen, MCT oil, and even vitamin C. Get this, they literally even used the splendid superfood spirulina to get the green coloring. Diabetics have been able to eat an entire pint of this product without seeing an increase in their glycemic index. This product is so new and in such high demand that they just opened online sales for a limited time only. So while supplies last, you can buy as many pints as you want online and have them shipped to your home, or go to www.gadesserts.com and find the closest location to you. They only have a specific number of pints that they're offering for online sales, so I really suggest that you get your hands on as many as you can, especially for such a novel product that improves your health and wellness. And if you want to get 10% off, then Georgia Desserts, Guardian Angel Desserts, their ice cream, they're offering 10% off to all of you guys for being best you, being a part of the Best You community. So make sure you go to their website and type in BESTU for the coupon code to get 10% off your order. Again, use the coupon code BESTU at www.gadesserts.com to get 10% off of your order today. I'm super excited personally to have discovered this, and I'm super excited for you as well. For now, let's get back to the show.
That's so funny because most people live for what other people want, what other people think, what's missing, or what they don't have. And the reason they do that is they don't have a methodology or a modality of knowing their own essence or themselves as a fingerprint, right? There is no other Nick than you. There's no other David than me. There's nobody that's exactly the same as me. Therefore, why would I want what other people want or care what other people want for me? I treat it like a handful of sand. Care enough about me that you give me your advice, your opinion, your suggestion. But if it doesn't resonate with me, my fingerprint, my essence, I'm not doing it, right? I'm not looking at what's missing, what I don't have, or what other people want. So how do we find out what our essence is? And I have narrowed it down to 3 categories, and they're very applicable to what you do, Nick. The number one thing that makes us who we are actually our skills. Our skills, secondly, is our knowledge. And then most importantly, third, is our desire. When we take inventory of our skills, our knowledge, and desire, and we align it, see where the synergies and how it's supplemental to a trajectory of what we think we want or better, we are now maximizing the impact of self. We are maximizing our essence, our fingerprint, our authentic self. And overuse words in social media, be authentic. No, just know your essence. You give meaning to everything that you see. And to that end, when you know your skills, your knowledge, and desire, You can give a meaning to the past. You can give a meaning to the snapshots, the inflection points, defining moments, the history that we depend upon in order to give us a framework for today. We can also maximize today by knowing our skills, our knowledge, and our desire. We can align it with what we want today, who we can help today, who could help us today, how best to get it done today, being productive, accessible, and gracious. And then that allows us to have the antidote to procrastination and feeling overwhelmed, which is called prioritization. When we know our essence, when we know our skills, our knowledge, and desire, and we give the meaning to it in a trajectory of what we think we want or better, we now can effectuate prioritization of what's important to us, not to other people, not to what's missing, not to what we don't have, but to us. And once we prioritize what's important each day and utilize it in a lens of productivity, accessibility, and gratitude, instead of searching for a why of being more and having more and understanding more, we simply apply our why, knowing that we're connected to and through an omniscient, all powerful, all knowing source that loves us more than our mom. And therefore, in our prioritization and acceleration and a trajectory of what we think or we want or better is determined upon a faith that when we go bankrupt and lose $100 million and have to go tell our mom that not only are we bankrupt, but we lost her house and she has to move, we have so much confidence in intuition and intellect and inspiration that we feel okay. We feel happy that this is an opportunity to prove that we're being protected and promoted, that I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. I have just figured out something that I did to interfere with all the power that's been gifted to all of us and the connection that we all have between us. And therefore, I am excited. I am inspired, intuition and intellect working in my favor for my tomorrow.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You say that skills, knowledge, and desire is really what makes us who we are. What's the exercise? What's the action step that we can do to gain further clarity as to what our skills, knowledge, and desire are so we can maximize our essence and then use it moving forward in our intention and everything?
Daily practices of asking ourselves, what is it we want today personally, experientially, giving wise and receiving wise? If we know what we want in a trajectory of what we think we want in the future, then we can go ahead and create acceleration by finding people who sit in a situation in that trajectory to help us, because the fastest way to get to where we want to be is find people who are already there and ask them for directions, enhancing and developing the skills and the knowledge and increasing our desire, but also adding statistical success by taking what we want and helping other people get what they want. That allows us to understand time as a dependent variable of how. How are we going to utilize the only limitation of today, 24 hours, to be productive, accessible, and gracious, to be more efficient, effective, and statistically successful in the activities of today? Activities we have planned, activities we don't have planned, and our sleep, activities we get paid for, and activities we don't get paid for, which then allow us to know our importance of what we want, who we can help, and how best to get it done, allowing us then, after knowing our how, to prioritize in that trajectory daily, right? What do I want today? Who can I help today? How can I get it done today most efficiently, effectively, with statistical success? Therefore, what do I prioritize with my 24 hours of man-made constructive time today, allowing me to maximize my why, my inspiration, my intellect, and my intuition to increase my skills, my knowledge, and desire each day, so I plateau and grow, so I don't live the myth of Sisyphus, rolling a boulder to the top of the hill every day just to have it roll down to the bottom each day. Let me give you an example of a new nuance that I just found in Epiphany. First time I've ever said it as we finish up. Think about this. I believe that everyone has the same number of incidences in a day that creates ego-based consciousness. So I'm going to give an arbitrary number, but let's just say that everyone every day has 8 incidences that causes you to be frustrated, angry, worried, resentful, guilty, separate, inferior, superior, all the different ego-based consciousness that are basically representative of the interference between you and your potential, you and your best you. So we all get 8 incidences a day on average. What's the difference between someone like me, after all the years of work that I've done, and someone else that isn't where they want to be? I'll tell you what it is. They spend too much time in the ego-based consciousness after they are in the incident. So what I've worked on, and I've used time as the dependent variable of all matter, subjective and objective matter. So when an incident occurs in my day that causes me to be angry, frustrated, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, guilty, resentful, or offended, just to name a few, or have a need to be right, just to add one more to the mix. If any of those incidences occur that make me feel that way, imagine the productivity, accessibility, and gratitude I have in my life when I practice only to spend minutes and moments in that interference, in that fear, in that anxiety, worry, anger, frustration. Think about it. Everyone has these 8 incidences, and most people spend an hour or two each time it happens. Think about how much farther at ease I am and how much farther at dis-ease the average person on earth is when they spend hours, days, weeks, and months in interference, and I'm spending only minutes and moments in interference, allowing the rest of my time to be at ease, to be in the flow. I'm an influencer. There's too many influencers. They're spreading flu. They're spreading disease. They're spreading interference. I'm spreading flow. I'm spreading ease. I'm spreading happiness because I've shifted the paradigm of my perspective, utilizing daily practices in order to identify what's interfering with my best you. And when I find what's interfering with it, instead of trying to resist it, go over it, under it, through it, around it, instead of fight it, deny it, cheat it, supply it, oversell it, back end sell it, all I do is stop. And I breathe through my nose and out through my mouth, and I put myself back into ease, not into the flu, into influence, not into dis-ease, but into the ease. And then I remember, and I recollect what it is I want, who I can help, how best to get it done, and prioritize accordingly by applying my why. I remind, remember, and recollect to what? To a great source of all-knowing, all-powerful, omniscient source of everything that says I am. Let me figure out what I'm doing to interfere with it. And when I do, let's stop, drop, and roll, because my mind, my body, and soul are on fire. And when I'm on fire, I got to stop, drop, and roll, only spending minutes and moments on fire, instead spending the rest of my day in a trajectory, an accelerated trajectory of what I think I want, or better, being protected and promoted in my journey every single day. I have daily practices, Nick, that I send to everyone. My books, I sign them, I send them, I pay for shipping. I am of service. My name means beloved servant, and I'm going to live by my name. I'm going to empower over 1 billion people in my lifetime, like you, to empower more people in your lifetime as well. I just get so fired up when I get an opportunity to share how to be your best you, to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. I'll come back on this show anytime. You are going to make a big difference. I appreciate it. Everyone, email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'm happy to send all that stuff for free. david@dmeltzer.com. We'll put it in the notes. Nick, thanks for the opportunity to inspire, to help people intellectually and intuitively get to what they want and better.
Boom. What a way to finish. That was awesome, David. I really appreciate that. That was a mic drop at the end. Great stuff. Appreciate you joining today. Have a good one.
We'll do it again, man. You call me if you need anything. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
See you soon, Nick. Take care.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, David. You too.